Have you ever looked at a completely empty space and instantly feel uncomfortable? Maybe it was a deserted shopping mall, an empty school, a hotel hallway at 3 in the morning. Nothing is happening. There's no monster or anything scary in particular. But something about it feels deeply wrong. I've always found that fascinating. Some of the scariest images online don't actually show anything scary at all. They're just photographs of places that feel nostalgic and familiar, and somehow they also don't. So why does that happen? Why can an empty room make us feel more anxious than an actual horror creature? Today I want to talk about why liminal horror works so well and why our brains do most of the work. The word liminal literally means threshold. It's the space between one place and another. Think about places like airports, hotel hallways, office corridors, or parking garages. They're places we move through. We rarely stop and actually experience them. Because of that, we almost don't register them while we're here. But the moment one of those places is completely empty, you suddenly become aware of every little detail. Part of what makes these places so unsettling is the expectation. Your brain already knows what these places look like, but it expects conversations, movement, background noise, people. And when all of that disappears, your brain immediately starts trying to figure out why. You don't consciously decide to do that, it just happens automatically. Humans are constantly predicting what the world should look like. The moment reality doesn't really match that prediction, your brain pays attention. And that's where the fear starts, because your brain doesn't like unanswered questions. Why are the lights still on? Why are the doors open? Why does it look like everyone just vanished 5 minutes ago? The image never answers those questions. It simply lets them exist. Ironically, that's often much scarier than showing you a monster. I actually think this is where a lot of horror films get it wrong. They reveal everything too early. They don't keep the mystery alive long enough. You immediately know what the creature looked like and how it attacks and where it came from, and once you understand the threat, part of the mystery disappears, and the mystery is what makes it creepy. Liminal horror usually refuses to explain itself. It trusts your imagination instead. And honestly, your imagination is incredibly good at making things worse. That's one of the reasons why The Backrooms, which is one of the earliest examples of liminal space horror, became such a big internet phenomenon. There's nothing particularly horrifying about yellow wallpaper or office carpets. You've probably seen this hundreds of times, but something feels slightly off. The rooms, they feel endless, the proportions don't make any sense. Everything feels familiar without actually feeling safe. This idea actually reminds me of the uncanny valley, where you see robots or human faces that look slightly wrong, but I think uncanny valley actually works for environments as well. Nothing is obviously wrong, yet your instincts are telling you to leave, and sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest differences in these liminal spaces. I think nostalgia plays a really big role in liminal spaces as well. We see a lot of liminal spaces that remind us of our childhood, like the fun zones and indoor playing areas, ball pits, playgrounds, birthday venues, and swimming pools. There are places that were once full of life. Seeing them abandoned almost feels like finding an old memory that's been left behind. There's something strangely sad about it, and sadness mixed with uncertainty creates a really unique kind of horror. Many of the liminal horror photos look like they could have been taken in the late 90s or early 2000s. A time that feels familiar to a lot of people, but also just far enough away that it starts to feel dreamlike. The low quality cameras, harsh flash, grain, and awkward framing all make the images feel authentic. Like they weren't created to be creepy, they just accidentally captured something unsettling. Liminal horror almost never tells you what you should be afraid of. It simply creates the feeling that you shouldn't be there. And that's enough. Once that feeling is there, your brain takes over. You start looking into dark corners, you expect movement, you imagine footsteps, even if nothing ever appears. And I think that's why these images stay with us for so long. They're unfinished. that leave enough space for your imagination to keep working after you've closed the video or the image. Maybe that's the real monster in liminal horror. Not what's hidden in the hallway, but everything your own mind puts there. And honestly, that's something no special effects can ever compete with.